Hey guys, so this is just going to be a quick video covering some stuff I missed while I was away. We're going to talk about factions and some questions that I'm still seeing being asked, so I wanted to clear up any confusion. In the gameplay, I want to go over anything I missed or messed up. So firstly, the biggest thing seemed to be the Conduit F3 comment. I originally had in my script that this wasn't the Conduit F3, but I changed it because of the concept of the fusion rifle, which I believe is a gun that has to charge up and then fires, resulting in a slow fire rate. However, this is most definitely a shotgun, not a fusion rifle, so I apologize for that. Also would like to reiterate that these strikes are not as linear as they were made out to be by some of the media outlets. I've been given the impression that they're reminiscent of old school World of Warcraft dungeons like Upper Blackrock Spire, Skullomance. There's a lot of different paths to choose from, it's not just a straight line. The icons down here by the guns represent thermal, arc, and void damage. Thermal is fire, arc is lightning, and void is this kind of shadow damage. I saw some comments about void somehow being support based, granting a buff to you and your allies. That might be a secondary effect if anything, but I really doubt it. The icons also changed a lot during the gameplay. A gun that had thermal damage all of a sudden did not have it later and then got it again. I would just chalk that up to editing on Bungie's end. Remember, we saw the Hunter use both Golden Gun and Arc Blade in the same gameplay, which I'm pretty sure is not possible, as far as I know. This weapon I claimed to be super good advice because of its color scheme. Well, if I had taken a closer look, I would have seen that this is the logo for the new Monarchy faction. So I don't think this is super good advice anymore. The hand cannon also has the new Monarchy paint job. This green orb appears to be special slot ammo. Take a look at the second slot after the Titan uses Fist of Havoc. The Titan gets ammo for the shotgun, and as you can see, it's highlighted in green. The Titan then walks over this green orb, which also gets highlighted in green, and there you go. Next, I had this B-roll for quite a while, but I did not release it at the time, because at the time, none of these big websites had shown these clips, and I figured they would've if it was okay to do so, because there's a little interesting bit in there. Rest assured that I will not be showing this restraint in the future. It starts with a lot of cool motion capture stuff just kind of behind the scenes. Then we get a shot of some code for BNet and bam, we get this. This appears to be what we're going to be seeing on Bungie.net when we log in to see our characters. That, or it's part of the mobile app, or both, or neither, but it's pretty likely to be something with Bungie.net. We have multiple components here, Metal Score, Grimoire Score, but we're not too sure what those are yet. I also want to point out that this character is part of the Vanguard, while this person's Titan is part of the Seven Seraphs. The Warlock is still pretty low level, but there's a possibility that the Vanguard could be a faction in itself. My other guess is that this is the default because this character is unable to join a specific faction because either they just haven't or they are not high enough level yet. We don't exactly know what the Vanguard is right now, but we can assume they play a big role in the game. They could be the overall force of Guardians in the game, they could be their own entity, we just need a little bit more info. Speaking of factions, last week's weekly update expanded slightly on factions. We know that they aren't just for PvP anymore, they will be very important in almost all modes of play. We know you'll be able to do specific missions for them, and that you can get special weapons from your faction of choice for completing these missions, possibly armor and other items as well. For the purposes of making a clan, you and your clan do not have to be in the same faction to be in the same clan. For example, I could be in Future War Cult, you could be in Dead Orbit, it's all good. We obviously just wouldn't be able to do the same faction quests. How are these factions different though? Well, besides some names and some logos, we really don't know yet, but we can always guess. Future War Cult obviously sounds very aggressive in nature, perhaps they will have quests that focus more on killing the opposition. New Monarchy sounds a little more passive, perhaps it deals with helping the citizens of the tower via public events. Each faction is probably going to specialize in a certain way that you want to be playing the game. If you want to just go kill stuff, join this faction. If you want to do strikes or raids a lot, do this faction. If you want to explore a lot, join this faction. Unfortunately, we're going to need to wait a little bit longer to find out which faction does what. Since we are so close to E3, I do not expect Bungie to be releasing a ton of new information in between now and E3. So, If there is a lack of content from me, I apologize, but I don't like to make a video for the sake of making a video. I assure you that I will still be around. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook as usual. I'll try and stream a little bit more often as well to make up for it. I know I've been kind of slacking in that department, but work does tend to get in the way. Anyway, that's all from me for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.